Okay, students, so the materials that we're going to be using today are as follows. If you notice, I have a box here with all the anti-serums, and they're labeled based on all the testing that we're going to do. We're going to test all three suspects, and then we're also going to test both weapons. Now, if you notice, for example, weapon 1 is a color labeled purple, and so all the anti-serums that you're going to use for that weapon are also purple. So make sure that you don't mix different colors. So if it's purple, go with the purple color as well. So that's what you have in the box. And if you notice, again, you have the serums for each of the suspects and then the serums for each of the weapons. Now, in terms of the testing, the blood is going to be found in these pipettes, and it's also going to be color labeled. If you notice, this one's weapon 2, which matches the color in your box for weapon 2. And you're going to be using these pipettes to test the blood. In order to test the blood, I'm going to provide for you what we call a blood typing tray, and I'm also going to give a white background for you to test it. That way you can see the agglutination happen. And so you're going to be placing it like that. And again, if you notice, there's one for each suspect and then one for each weapon, and so you have a total of 5. Now what you're going to be doing, so let's say you're testing suspect 1, which in this case I believe it's the orange color, and so you're going to be putting 5 drops in each one, and then you're going to be testing it with the right serum. So for example, this is serum A, and so you're going to be placing the drops there, and then you're going to observe to see if there's any agglutination happens, and then you're going to do the same thing with the anti-serum B, and then the same thing with the one for RH. And then in your data table, you're going to make notation on whether there's any agglutination happen in any of them. If there is, then you put a positive. If there is not, then you put a negative. So that's basically the rundown of the lab. The only thing that I do want to emphasize is I'm going to be providing a little toothpick for you to mix the serum with the blood to see if there's any agglutination. Before you move on to the next one, rinse it in the cup. I'm going to be putting some water in there, rinse it, and then mix the next one because I don't want any cross-contamination. So you should be rinsing quite often. So that's basically the rundown of the lab. When you're done, you should be able to figure out who was the perpetrator for this murder.